Hello everyone, we are jumping right into one of the most talked about risks in the world of generative AI today. If you look at the official study guide, an AI hallucination is defined as a phenomenon where a large language model generates output that is nonsensical or unfaithful to the provided source content, often presenting false information with high levels of confidence. Think of it like this. Imagine you have a very enthusiastic intern. This intern is incredibly well read, but they have a strange quirk. They would rather make up a completely fake story than admit they don't know the answer. They don't think they're lying, they're just filling in the blanks to be helpful. And they do it with a huge convincing smile on their face. That's exactly what a hallucination is. It's not just a mistake, it's a confident, coherent sounding fabrication. I remember once asking an AI to summarize a legal case from 1994. It gave me a beautiful 3-page summary, cited specific judges, and even quoted the ruling. The only problem? That case never existed. The AI just felt that a case like that should exist based on everything else it knew about the law. It's a bit like a dream that feels 100% real while you're in it. Now, why does this happen? We have to look at the concept of factuality in models. The official study guide explains that most LLMs are probabilistic, meaning they are designed to predict the next most likely token or word in a sequence based on statistical patterns, rather than querying a database of objective facts. Stay with me for a moment because this is the aha moment for many people. Think of the AI as a world-class player of predict the next word. It isn't a library where it looks up a book to find a fact. It's a math machine that says, statistically, after the words the capital of France is, the most likely next word is Paris. But if you ask it something very obscure, the math still forces it to pick a most likely word, even if that word is wrong. It's like a predictive text feature on your phone that has gone into overdrive. You might have seen this at work when you ask an AI to write a bio for a colleague. It might get the name and company right, but suddenly it says they went to Harvard when they actually went to Yale. The AI isn't checking a resume, it's just deciding that Harvard is a very likely word to follow graduated from. This brings us to a major part of our technical stack discussion, grounding. According to the official study guide, grounding is the process of linking AI outputs to verifiable real-world data sources to ensure the information is accurate and contextually relevant. Let me show you how this looks in a simple way. Imagine you are trying to build a birdhouse. If you try to build it just based on what you remember a birdhouse looks like, you might forget the hole or put the roof on backward. That's ungrounded work. But if you have a blueprint sitting right in front of you on the table, you are grounding your actions in that physical document. In AI governance, we try to ground our models by giving them a specific document, like your company's HR policy, and saying, only answer questions using this text. Don't worry, we'll take it slow. But grounding is our primary weapon against hallucinations. Without it, the AI is just floating in a sea of its own imagination. I once worked on a project where the AI kept hallucinating refund policies until we grounded it by forcing it to read the actual PDF of the terms and conditions every time a customer asked a question. Now watch how this connects to the idea of stochastic parrots. This is a term you'll hear a lot in governance circles, and the official study guide uses it to describe the tendency of large-scale language models to haphazardly stitch together sequences of linguistic forms based on probabilistic information without any actual understanding of meaning or truth. Think of it like this. Have you ever seen a parrot that can say, I love you? It sounds sweet, doesn't it? But we all know that a parrot doesn't actually feel love. It just knows that when it makes those specific sounds, it gets a cracker. The AI is a very sophisticated version of that parrot. It can stitch together a perfect explanation of quantum physics, but it doesn't know what an atom is. It just knows that atom and quantum are frequently seen together in its training data. This creates a truth gap. The AI can produce perfect grammar without having a single ounce of truth behind it. You might have seen this when an AI writes a recipe that looks delicious but includes 2 gallons of salt. It knows salt belongs in recipes, but it doesn't understand that 2 gallons would be a disaster. Now we have to talk about the inherent risk this creates for a business. The official study guide points out that hallucinations represent a significant risk to data integrity and can lead to professional negligence, especially in high stakes fields like medicine, law, or finance. Think of this like a hidden trapdoor in your office floor. If you're just using AI to write a funny poem for a birthday party and it hallucinates a fake word, no big deal, the risk is low. But if you are using that same AI to summarize a medical report for a patient, a hallucination isn't just a glitch, it's a life threatening danger. This is why we, as governance professionals, have to categorize risk. We ask, if this thing lies to us, what's the worst that could happen? I once knew an attorney who didn't check the AI's work and submitted a brief to a judge that included fake legal citations generated by a hallucinating model. Let's just say the judge was not amused. That's the inherent risk of the confident liar becoming a part of your professional workflow. We end this chapter with the most critical takeaway for your exam: human in the loop, HITL. The official study guide emphasizes that to mitigate the risks of hallucinations, a human must remain involved in the process to verify, validate, and take responsibility for the final output of the AI system. Think of it like this: AI is like a powerful high-speed car, but it doesn't have a GPS, and it doesn't understand what a cliff is. You are the driver. You can let the car do the heavy lifting of moving fast, but your foot must always be near the brake and your eyes must always be on the road. You never ever just point it in a direction and go to sleep in the back seat. That's what human in the loop means. It's the process of a real person, like you or your teammates, reading the AI's output and saying, wait, that doesn't look right, or yes, this is factually correct. We are the safety net.